right, welcome into another episode of Dropkick Basement, your favorite pro wrestling history podcast. This is Mike Madden on my end of things, steering the ship along with my tag team partner, Tom Schultz. Tom, we're still on the road. WrestleMania is, I think it's a week away?
Yeah, we are. I think we're 6 days away.
Okay, all right.
We are 6 days away from the granddaddy of them all.
Yes, the showcase of the Immortals, the top of the pop, the whatever they want to call it these days, the premier event, the premier premium live event in the WWE's calendar.
The money gouging extravaganza.
Yes. Empty Your Wallet Mania. This year emanating once again from Las Vegas. You're familiar with that stadium, right?
I am. I've been there once. I sat all the way at the top and watched my Raiders beat the Jets on Sunday Night Football.
It's a tough pill. That was a Sunday Night Football game?
It was.
Who
Aiden
lost that
O'Connell
bet?
versus Zach Wilson.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah. But those seats would probably run you about $16,000 for WrestleMania.
I hate to say it, like, get a coupon, guys. Like, it's help the fans out. But yeah, I mean, it's the tradition like no other. Whether the company's doing well, whether they're not doing well. We talked about this in our worst WrestleMania matches episode. It's still, there's some excitement that goes into the build every year where you're like, all right, maybe I haven't been watching television, but I'll pay attention for a couple weeks or a month beforehand so that I can know where the stories are going. And so this is really more or less our sort of like WrestleMania celebration episode, a little bit of facts. You'll learn a little bit of trivia. We'll try and stump each other, I'm sure, with a few questions and kind of get inside, kind of like the inside workings of a few of the major points of WrestleMania. First of all, before I even get started with WrestleManias, how many of you attended in person?
Four?
Okay.
Four.
All right.
Yes.
And they were, which ones were they?
No, I will correct that. 3. I almost went to 4. Oh. I tailgated WrestleMania 35.
Okay. All right.
Did not buy tickets.
All
they
right.
were too expensive.
Good. I think you'd still be on the train if that was the case.
I went to 33, 34, and 40.
33, 44, 40. 33 was in... Was that
Orlando?
WrestleMania roller coaster.
Yes, roller coaster WrestleMania. Yeah. Nolans WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And 40 was in... I went to night 2 in Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia, okay.
Yeah.
New Orleans. A lot of people will say that New Orleans is maybe the best city for a Super Bowl. Was it that good for WrestleMania as well?
For the atmosphere and okay. It depends on what you're going for.
Okay.
Right? If you are going for all of the WWE events.
Yeah.
Mania's at the Superdome. The whatever the fuck that arena, they change the name of it every 2 years.
Yeah.
Is like 2 minutes away from it.
Yeah, like the King something.
The King something.
Yeah,
it used to be the Smoothie Center or something like that.
Smoothie King.
Yeah,
was that what it
that's
was?
where
Okay.
they do. That's where they do SmackDown, Raw, the Hall of Fame, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're staying in New Orleans proper on that like Bourbon Street type area, unbelievable. And I would say that Bourbon Street I was there for a week.
Oh wow, okay,
which is like way too long. I almost died. We got there Tuesday and we left Monday morning.
Oh wow.
So it was
right.
it was a long one.
Yeah.
But if you're there to take in all of the WWE events and stuff like that, it's amazing because everything's within walking distance.
Right.
Dude, there were I would imagine what the Super Bowl's like I mean, I've been down there for a football game before.
Yeah.
And the streets for 2 or 3 days before the game starts, you have fans.
It's packed.
Of all of both teams everywhere in their regalia. Everyone's having a good time, and that's what it was like for like 6 days.
Wow. Okay.
Unfortunately, we went down there for all of the indie shows.
Yes.
Prior to WrestleMania, and then WrestleMania was kind of the afterthought. And all of that was in a suburb of New Orleans, which was like 30 minutes outside.
A little bit of a drive or a bus or
and that's where we were staying as well.
Wow, gotcha.
So it made it to be a bit of a pain in the ass to get back and forth from everything.
So you're a little bit disjointed.
But overall, if you're staying in the New Orleans, like the Bourbon Street Superdome area, and that's where everything's being held, 100% the most fun I had.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, Bourbon Street on a Tuesday in friggin' November is a ton of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you have 100,000 wrestling fans there,
it's
insane.
I'm sure
they were doing like they had, and it's not like, wow, this is insane. But like when they had what's his name, the guitar guy with the beard,
Elias.
Elias. Like he just randomly popped into a bar and did like a set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was cool as fuck. Like everyone was like, "Oh shit." And like not that anyone really cared, but it was just like, "Whoa, that's a surprise. That's fun." We were at a bar, Samoa Joe, Corey Graves, Carmella, they walked in. And everyone's like, "Oh shit. Wait, is that Bray Wyatt?" And then,
of course,
you're just like, so everyone's kind of like hanging out, mingling. It's a fun time.
And you're spotting stars as they sort of ascend through town. Yeah,
as opposed to when I went to Orlando and Philly, those are more like spread out places. So the concentration of New Orleans is it's a tight knit like city, and so when everyone is in that one place, you're just seeing people all over the place.
All right. So yeah, I would think that probably is why it and they really should have gone back there this year, but they money grabbed. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
But now that
it was supposed to be there this year, right?
Yeah.
And then
they said, whoopsies, you don't get it this year because we're going back to Vegas, and you're not getting it next year because we want to go to Saudi Arabia.
So what did they pivot to? Did they say, is SummerSlam there or something?
I think they may. I think they may be doing SummerSlam there. To me, all right, so now that you've got multi-day events, so it's not just the main, you're not going in just for like Mania the one night.
Now.
Everything is 2 days, SummerSlam's 2 days, Mania's 2 days, but I think everything that's built around it now, that indie wrestling bubble that gets like built in the host city of these major events is very much like that's driving the economy of that particular town up because you've got so many fans that are descending in that want to see a variety of wrestling, that want to go to different autograph signings, that want to go to different museum exhibits, whatever it may be that WWE sort of like allows to sort of filter off of it. That's a really important thing, and it'll be a shame next year, because what's going to happen in Saudi Arabia, and anytime they do overseas, like it sort of like ends up, it's got to be the right fit for the rest of the indies to do it. And I hope they don't go away from it because if they have any credibility, they got to realize that wrestling fans like wrestling, and they will go to you. They'll be happier with your event if they get a chance to see other wrestling while they're in town.
Yeah, they pretty much fuck the indies next year. By going to Saudi Arabia. There's not going to be an indie promotion that's going to be able to afford that.
Nope.
And that's essentially a paid show, which is criminal for a company of that standard to be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To bring I understand it on the off shows. Okay, you want to take their blood money?
Sure.
Go ahead and do it. You have no morals as it is, whatever. But to do it when there are people in this business that depend on that weekend to make
absolutely
that makes, you know, 5 to 6 figure incomes for some of these indie guys.
Yeah.
To take that away from them is fucked, and that shows that they're out of touch with the industry, and it's strictly about money for this company at this point.
And
with
sponsorship.
with the TKO purchase.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck about the business, because they just want to put everyone else out of business. Actually,
once again, you see that, and this is the other thing you think about is that WrestleMania weekend. Not only for the indie guys, for other companies that are established, other companies that like Stardom has a show every WrestleMania weekend. They're not going to be able to do that in Saudi Arabia. They don't have the budget to redo costumes and redo gear and all that stuff to like participate in that. A bunch of other companies that are in different countries that don't necessarily have a friendly relationship with the Saudis. That's gonna freeze them out. The old timers that rely on WrestleCon to do autograph signings and to make, as you said, to make good money over a 3 or 4 day stretch. Now, what do? I guess the ones that are affiliated with WWE can go over for a fan fest, but are they making the money that they would by taking a booking with, WrestleCon and High Spots and all those other entities that are, or even like the indies themselves that are running and they're like, hey, I need a legend for this battle royal, or I need, this guy needs a manager, and like, call up Cornette, call up, whoever's an old timer that's around that can get a payday. Like they're all going to get they're going to get shut out at the door. And honestly, WWE doesn't care because they know what they've done.
WWE at this point, it's TKO.
Yeah,
WWE is not a traditional company. It's not a wrestling company anymore. It's a corporate. It's bought. It's like when Blackstone buys Jersey Mike's, and now I get 2 slices of turkey instead of 12.
Yeah,
this is the wrestling equivalent of that. But now thinking about that, on the other hand, you are going to have, I would say, 90%. Maybe if not more than 90% of the audience that would typically attend a WrestleMania are from the United States.
They're not going to be able to go.
Not going to be going to Saudi Arabia. So if you have somebody who is able to put something together in the United States that weekend to counter program it, you may be able. AEW may be able to gain ground on WWE in the domestic market if they're able to put together a show that weekend.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
But B, if the independents can come together and do a joint venture, like a WrestleCon, but include all of it. Yeah. Include GCW, include, any of these any of the bigger indie promotions, the DPW, like any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Put them all together and make one big joint collective like they do WrestleMania weekend.
Absolutely.
But get a big venue.
Right. You can bring them in. You can put them in an arena.
You can literally put it in any venue you want because they're not running anywhere.
Yes.
In the domestic United States.
Yeah.
That could be a catapult if people could put their egos aside and come together and work. I in all honesty, if Tony could put his ego aside and AEW does a sponsor event with these independent companies, they could really show the American wrestling fans that we give a fuck about you.
Yes.
We don't care about the money. We care about putting on the product that you want to see. They have a chance, and you're never going to financially catapult them, but you're going to turn your business double, maybe.
Oh, I believe that.
If
yeah.
if you're able to put together something like
And
that, outside of WWE, it can be a benefit for the rest of the wrestling industry.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that it's such a short-sighted move on their part to completely turn your back, especially when you've been trying to partner with TNA,
yes,
Evolve, all these things, bring in all these indie guys, loan out your talent to other indie promotions. I think it's such a short-sighted thing to do something like this for the money grab.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all about the bag they're getting. What's interesting is, and I've thought about this, it doesn't make sense for AEW to do it as a pay-per-view. They can certainly promote it as this is the biggest house show, and we're going to show highlights of that recorded house show on Dynamite and Collision during the next week. You could have a Ring of Honor show as part of it and load that card with a bunch of stuff. You don't want to run Saturday and Sunday, but you could certainly run a Friday night Ring of Honor pay-per-view and then have a house show for AEW either on Saturday or Sunday. Crossover talent from some of the other federations, but work out a way to share the production costs with some of these other promotions. And listen, New Orleans is the best story to do it in. New Orleans loses WrestleMania 2 years in a row. You need to think about bringing that fan fest, that wrestling fan fest element to New Orleans. Have it in the arena. Blow it out.
Okay,
deal.
Just spitballing this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? So WrestleMania is WrestleMania weekend. You get SmackDown. You get night 1, night 2, Raw.
Yeah.
If you're AEW, you partner with a bunch of indie promotions.
Mm-hmm.
You rent out. You have no competition, so there's no non-compete.
Yeah.
You rent out every venue in the local area, and you have a 72-hour live stream.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
From Friday to Monday. Mm-hmm. And you just jump from venue to venue, live streaming different independent shows, go to Ring of Honor, do Collision, just do something that, even if it's while Mania is on, the people that are there are going to want to be at a live event rather than watch something on television.
Yep. Yeah.
So just do and then it's, now you can promote it. This is the longest wrestling show that's of all time. The Guinness World Record, longest wrestling show of all time.
Yeah.
And
you're at the heart of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if they could pull that off. I think that would get a ton of press too. Mainstream 100%. Press would jump all over something like that. And all of these new media companies that sort of dabble in, hey, well, wrestling's fun to cover, right? We got, a lot of people have a soft spot for it. This would be the type of thing where they're wait a second, WrestleMania weekend's happening in another country. We can't go cover it, but we can send journalists, bloggers, anybody that wants to cover this, we can send them to New Orleans or Chicago or LA, whatever the best laid out town is to do this in. And these are all great ideas, Tony, if you're listening. We know you listen to the podcast. But let's pivot back to WrestleMania. We still want to kind of highlight.
We got off on.
I know, yeah. We chewed up the first 20 minutes burying the decision to go to Las Vegas again in Saudi. But I'm going to give you we'll go back to the building blocks of WrestleMania, and I'm going to give you 3 really quick fun facts about the original WrestleMania timeframe. Originally, they did not have the term WrestleMania. Some say it was Howard Finkel. Some say it was George Scott. Some say it was McMahon himself. That major show at Madison Square Garden was going to be called the Colossal Tussle.
bad name.
One of the stupidest names, because McMahon he just sort of liked things that's brawl to settle it all, the war to settle the score, the colossal tussle. It's just such.
That doesn't rhyme even.
I know.
There's just two S's in both words.
It's sort of, it gets into tongue twister scenario. So thank God that they pivoted away from the colossal tussle, which would have been the original name. They did use that for a house show at the Garden in, I think I want to say the summer of '85. Which was headlined by Andre versus your favorite wrestler, King Kong Bundy.
AKB.
Also, this pay-per-view, was not designed for a pay-per-view audience. WrestleMania was, the focus away from Madison Square Garden was on the closed circuit venues.
Yeah.
And they made close to, so the gate for WrestleMania, I think they said it topped $1 million for Madison Square Garden based on the tickets that were bought at that event. But it was also, I think it made another $1 million on top of that, or a little more than $1 million at the various closed circuit locations that were dotted throughout the country. One in particular was a disaster, and that was in Pittsburgh at the hockey arena in Pittsburgh. They were all set to go just before the first match. Then the satellite blinked out and they lost feed, and they almost had a riot on their hands with a couple thousand people getting very angry that they couldn't see WrestleMania. And I think they ended up like showing it on local television in like later in the spring. In the Pittsburgh area to make up for it. Mean Gene Okerlund sang the national anthem at the first WrestleMania. Now there's a long rumor. Mean Gene Okerlund was obviously a fill-in. Nobody's saying like, "Hey, Gene, go out there and sing the national anthem," because you haven't sung anything before. This is before he did Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, or whatever he sang on the Tutti Frutti. He sang on the first wrestling album. Do you want to guess, or do you know who they had penciled in to sing the national anthem at the first WrestleMania?
I don't.
This is gonna blow your mind.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me guess. This is 1980.
Think of 1985.
Cher? I have no idea.
It is a one-word name. And you would think he would be more affiliated with or a bigger fan of the AWA. Prince.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to get Prince, and they apparently had verbal commitment from Prince, but the tour schedule didn't sync up the way that he thought it would.
Oh.
So Prince was on their list to sing the national anthem.
Probably would have been better than Gene.
Why? It would be awesome. It would have been fucking incredible if it's Prince. Bring his guitar, do a split in the middle of the ring. Probably high-five Jesse Ventura, because they probably knew each other from Minnesota. And then the final little tidbit from like this first WrestleMania era, Cyndi Lauper's manager and boyfriend at the time was David Wolf. He had appeared in...
That?
He's the he wears the glasses. He has the long scraggly hair. He was in a couple of her music videos.
Okay.
When they brought in the Freebirds in '84, David Wolf was their manager. Like he wanted to be a wrestling manager as well as being Cindy's manager. He did end up being the business manager for somebody affiliated with the main event of WrestleMania 1, Roddy Piper. And David Wolf was his manager when he got They Live, when he got Hell Comes to Frogtown, a couple other, I think he was his manager until 1990 or 91. And originally, during the program that had started Cyndi Lauper coming in, she's on Piper's Pit. David Wolf is Cindy's manager, and he came on. He did a couple Piper's Pits. So they're the adversaries on television, and within a year, Roddy Piper is under his tutelage to get gigs outside of WWF. So there's a brain wrinkle for you.
There we go.
Yeah. So, another fun fact. This isn't necessarily tied to the early WrestleManias, but Vince McMahon wrestled, I think, 3 or 4 matches at WrestleMania. Winless.
4, I believe. Yes.
Winless at WrestleMania.
A giving guy.
Oh, yes. People talk about the generosity of Vince McMahon all the time. But yeah, winless at WrestleMania. So
Winless.
The 4 matches that he had
Shane,
Hogan,
Shawn,
and Brett. Yeah. Oh, and technically,
Austin.
Can you say Austin?
I don't know.
Was that a match, or did he just?
No, I think he just got the worst stunner of all.
Yeah.
Like he outdid himself with
Yeah.
the worst stunner of all time.
Boo.
So I have
go ahead.
a few early WrestleManias.
Oh,
facts.
sure. Yes.
WrestleMania 2,
Mm-hmm.
the only WrestleMania held on a weekday. WrestleMania
Yes.
2 was held on a Monday.
On a Monday.
Why is that? Do you know why? Because I don't know why.
Because they had to do the 3 venues, I think it had to do with syncing up the schedule. Because the 3 venues that they did it in, well, the LA Sports Arena might have been the most accessible.
And then it was Nassau Coliseum.
Nassau Coliseum obviously was the one that probably gave them the biggest fits because of the Islanders. And I think they had indoor soccer.
Okay.
And I think the Rosemont Horizon might have been a college basketball. So I'm going to venture to guess, without actually knowing what it is, I'm going to bet it was probably some sort of a scheduling conflict.
Just because they were doing the 3
but also,
venues.
Yeah, the 3 venues. But also I think that kind of like laid in line with their television at the time, because their television was very weekend centric. And they had gotten themselves pretty established with championship wrestling and all-star wrestling during the weekends. And they were like, well, if we're running WrestleMania on that Sunday and we've got TV, like they kind of didn't really come to grips with, what they were going to show on television and then what they were going to be prepared to present at WrestleMania. So it probably made sense booking wise, and then literally booking the venue was a little bit of an obstacle, is my guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that struck me as odd to have a major show on a Monday.
Well, they did the first few years of SummerSlam were Mondays.
Were they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, summer makes a little bit more sense when you got a lot of people that are off during the week.
Of course.
But yeah, just an April day or March. I don't know exactly the exact date of it. And the WrestleMania 7 controversy of the venue change.
Yes.
That's been one that's of lore.
Dubious.
Dubious. Originally announced at WrestleMania 6 that WrestleMania 7 would be taking place in the LA Coliseum.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
So a year out.
That would have made it. So the year out. Also, that would have made it the first outdoor WrestleMania.
Yes.
And they would have had more than 100,000 people.
If they sold it out.
Yes. Yes.
Now, as they're approaching the show, doesn't seem like they're going to sell 100,000 tickets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And suspiciously, there is, because of the war that gets started in Iraq, and now this also. This makes me put on my tinfoil hat.
Okay. Yes. I love this.
So the war gets started in Iraq, right? they're not selling tickets for WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Do you think they pivot Sergeant Slaughter to that gimmick in order to involve the storyline in that war to then pivot and say, there's a national threat on the venue. We can't have an outside show. It has to be indoors.
We have to move it indoors. And here's okay.
So everyone says that they weren't selling tickets and that's why it was moved.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because that show sold. I think that the total attendance was like 11,000 people or something along those lines.
11,000, 17,000. I think that's the ballpark.
It's somewhere. So we're talking about like 1/10 of what they assumed they were going to be able to sell.
Yeah. That's a bath. They took a bath on it. To answer to your theory about Slaughter and the Angle. Slaughter and the Angle started in he came back in the summer
of 90.
Right. Right after he was debuting, they had vignettes for him as the drill sergeant, Sergeant Slaughter, not the babyface G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter, the drill sergeant, the better version of Slaughter, in my opinion. Yeah. The war in Iraq started in, I want to say, August of 1990.
Okay.
They started to turn Slaughter into an Iraqi sympathizer in like September, October.
Okay.
Brought in,
which is, well, let's just say that's 6 months from Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
You announce the show is going to be in the Coliseum in March. So this is like, we're at the midway point. You probably know somewhere around where ticket sales are.
So this is why, like, I'll debunk it, but I'll also kind of pad up that the Angle was part of their build. The Slaughter wins the world title at the Royal Rumble. Technically,
that's only 2 months before, though.
Right, but technically, and he had really that's when he brought on General Adnan, and he's burning. Well, he burned the Hulkamania shirt as representation of burning the American flag. But the war in Iraq, Operation Desert Storm, had been declared over by like December.
Okay.
So when they were building it, and they're building Slaughter as the Iraqi sympathizer, the reason why it got heat from the outside world was like, why are we doing this? The war's a real thing that's happening. By the time that Slaughter wins the title, the war's over. The American people are still running that tide of American pride. So that's why they still sort of pushed it as something that was bubbling under, right? They're rebuilding Hogan as the good guy American hero because they're still trying to sell out the Coliseum. So they're definitely saying, like, we're cashing our chips on this American pride versus the Iraqi sympathizer thing, and we're still like holding on to this angle and building this angle. But by the time they got to that Royal Rumble and they were dropping the belt to Slaughter and they knew that was the direction they wanted to go in to have him in the title, that's when they're downsizing the venue and they're saying, well, because there are still tensions between the two countries, we're worried about bomb threats, so we're going to move it into a smaller venue. And Slaughter is carny as it comes. Slaughter will tell you to your face that he got death threats and he got this and he got that. Were there marks that probably would have threatened death to any heel, still in, by the time the early 90s come around? Of course. But I don't think he's getting international death threats. I'd be very hard to believe that.
Exactly. So
that's their fabricated story.
that's why in my mind I'm thinking like, okay, so you're already kind of seeing where the ticket sales are going.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we lean into this even heavier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then use that as the excuse to move indoors.
Mm-hmm.
So that, okay, well, you know, we have outside threats that are you know, because we can't defend. Although, if you can't defend an outside venue, you can't defend an inside venue either.
Right, exactly.
You can't even see what's coming when you're inside.
It's so, again, it made for press that if you believe a lie long enough, it becomes the truth in your brain.
Yeah.
And they certainly had the young fans that they were developing at that time were certainly like, okay, that makes, or like, anybody who was covering wrestling at the time other than Meltzer were like, all right, well, that's going to be their story. Like, I guess it makes sense. And they stuck with it.
Yeah. But it's 100%. I mean, it's as real as the Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Max Crosby's knee was the reason that the Ravens backed out of that trade.
Yeah.
It's as real as that. Like,
yeah.
We'll tell you this until we're blue in the face.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean,
we're convinced. Will you be?
Let's read the tea leaves and we'll figure this out for ourselves.
That's a messy mania. We should rebook that one in an episode in the future. I'd love to be able, because
we have to.
In hindsight, what they should have done was, sure, like you're gonna have Slaughter as this Iraqi sympathizer, like going into the match with Warrior. The second that the war was over, they probably should have said, all right, enough with this. But wrestling's behind the times, and they didn't realize that there was so much like American American pride and patriotic spirit. They saw it bubbling up, and they were like, let's go full speed ahead with this. And then by the time that Mania came around, it was like, this is gross now. Like, we're being really gross with this.
Oh, 100%. They're burning the American flag.
They're burning a Hulkamania shirt, and they're pretending it's an American flag. Like, that's the stupidest thing in the world.
What they really should have done is just run back Hogan and Warrior.
Right.
And had Hulk beat him and be like, this guy sucks.
Well, that's the problem. Ultimate Jim was in the way. And Ultimate Jim, actually, we're gonna rebook this, but
that show was maybe 14 matches. It was
too long.
That was an unbelievably long show. Unbelievably long. Which
brings me to another fun fact. I have 2 fun facts in a row that have something to do with WrestleMania 7.
Show length? Oh, WrestleMania 7 in particular.
There's a match on the card at WrestleMania 7 pitting Dino Bravo and the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich.
Oh, my God.
Memorable for nothing, but memorable for this. Within 2 years of that match, both Kerry Von Erich and Dino Bravo die. Both via gunshot wounds. Kerry Von Erich self-administered, Dino Bravo a gangland-style shooting. And they also died within a month of each other in 1993. They are the only 2 opponents to have a WrestleMania match that died in the same year.
That's the most morbid shit I've ever heard.
I know. It's not there to uplift you. There are 3 consecutive WrestleMania main events that feature one participant's WrestleMania debut, and they debuted in the main event of WrestleMania.
So their WrestleMania debut.
Their WrestleMania debut is in the main event.
7, 8, 9, right?
7, 8, 9. Sergeant Slaughter in 7. Sid Justice in 8. Yokozuna in 9.
Yeah.
That is incredible that you had WrestleMania debuts and they were a main event. Maybe that just shows that there was a bit of it, like they were scrambling for new main event stars or...
Yeah, I mean, this is why there was the down period.
Yeah.
You didn't have established guys.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it was, I mean, it's not that Slaughter was an established guy. It wasn't that, that Sid wasn't established.
Sid wasn't established in the WWF.
Yes.
Sid was an outside guy.
Yeah.
Slaughter, hadn't been around
since 85.
As a main
85.
eventer.
Yeah.
In
forever.
I think he was on 8, right? But he was like in a 8-man tag, and he was like a baby face.
Boy.
He was in that like awful 8-man tag on WrestleMania-A.
Was it him?
Where it's like him
Duggan.
Yeah.
Nasty Boys.
It's like him, Duggan, and the Nasty Boys versus God knows who.
Fascinating, but that's quite a dip. At least
and then Yoko, obviously.
At least Yoko went on last two manias in a row.
Yeah, and it was for the title.
Yeah.
The Sid and Hogan match wasn't even for the title.
So Sid Vicious has been in 2 WrestleManias. Main eventer in both. Is that nuts?
Is that not the definition of a main event guy?
That's the most Sid Vicious stat of all time. He would probably love to tell you that. Rest in peace, Sid. He'd probably love to tell you. I main evented two. I worked in 2 WrestleManias and I main evented twice.
Do you know who has main evented the most WrestleManias?
I'm gonna say it's John Cena.
It's Roman Reigns.
Ah, okay. Does he go over the top because he's main eventing this year?
Well, this year will be his 11th.
Okay.
The next behind him was Hogan with 8.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Roman Reigns made
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Oh, that's right. 4. Yeah, you got to take 4 out.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And they count 9.
They count 9? Stupid.
They count 9.
I shouldn't count 9 for anything.
Roman main evented 31, 32, 33, 34, 37, 38, 39. They count both nights of 40.
Okay. All right.
Night 1 of 41 was his 10th. And then this year, we're presuming that night 2 is going to be him and CM Punk.
Him and Punk, yeah.
And that will be his 11th main event of WrestleMania.
That's pretty crazy.
That's insane.
That's pretty crazy, yeah. And
I would have never guessed.
And you're thinking he probably has another 2 or 3 at least.
He'll probably have 15.
Yeah,
when
probably.
All said and done.
They love that guy. All right. The Undertaker has WrestleMania wins over every member of Evolution.
Damn. Wow. Yeah. I mean, he beat everybody, so that would make sense.
Flair at 18, Triple H at 17, and then 2 more times.
3 times. Yeah, 3 times.
Batista and Randy Orton in the mid-2000s.
Wow.
I think that was when I saw that stat, that was the only faction that he's got a WrestleMania win over every member of the faction.
Yeah.
Which, again, you have to hand it up to him.
So I have one that's it's more lore than a fact.
Good.
This comes from Lenny Poffo.
Okay.
So
right.
According to Lenny Poffo, Randy did not want to pivot to commentary around the time of WrestleMania 9.
Okay, right.
Randy pitched to Vince a 2-year storyline that would start at WrestleMania 9 and end at WrestleMania 10 with him and Shawn Michaels.
All right. I like this.
So WrestleMania 9 him and Sean would open the show,
Okay.
tear down the house, and this would lead to I guess it would be like one calendar year, but like 2 WrestleMania cycles of him and Sean ending at WrestleMania 10, and this would be his retirement match. Hair versus career.
Wow.
At WrestleMania 10.
Yeah.
So Sean would obviously beat Randy Savage, and he would retire.
Yeah.
Now, if we remember, Vince wanted to go younger, so he put Randy on commentary.
Yep.
He's on commentary for WrestleMania 9 and was not very good at it.
Yeah. Terrible. Terrible.
But then wound up putting him back in the ring at WrestleMania 10 to wrestle Crush
in that Falls Count Anywhere.
God awful false count
Bad. Could have been so much better.
So we could have had a year and a half of Shawn Michaels versus Randy Savage.
Probably for the IC belt or for some sort of stakes in the middle of that. Yeah.
And Vince nixed it.
It's short-sighted. I believe every word of that because that's the type of thing that, like, when you talk about, like, kind of like forest for the trees, and somebody like Randy's sitting down and saying, like, if you want to end my career, here's the right way to do it. And, like, here's a 2-year roadmap to getting me, to where you want me to be in commentary. Just give me the 2 years. And I think he was like 41 years old at the time.
Yeah.
It's not like he was super old.
I mean, at that time, they considered that old, but if you look at it, he wrestled another 6 years after that.
Exactly. Well, he beat his ass up too. And, but no, that's a fascinating, little tidbit. I've got a multi-part one here. The Four Horsemen, to the history of the wrestling industry, the many members of the Four Horsemen. There are only 2 that never participated in a WrestleMania.
Or are we talking like the entire existence of the
Four Horsemen?
Okay.
Every incarnation. And even a few like short-term members of them.
Is this a trivia question?
There's only 2. This is a trivia question for you. We'll see if you can.
Okay, so I know Ole Anderson is one of them.
Okay, perfect. And I'm saying participated at a WrestleMania. Didn't they don't necessarily have to have wrestled at a WrestleMania, but participated at a WrestleMania.
Participated. Mm-hmm. So that's a weird way to word that. Are we counting JJ as part of the Four Horsemen?
No, we're not.
Okay. So then we're gonna go. Was the other one Brian Pillman?
Absolutely.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and that's a tricky one because you're like, well, Pillman was there and he signed in '96, but he signed right after WrestleMania.
And then he got hurt.
Then he was still hurt with the ankle thing, and
then he died.
Did the gun angle in what was that, November of '96?
Yeah,
and that probably, but he still has the busted ankle at the time, so it's not like he can come and like. I think maybe that was what they were maybe like ramping up for. Would have been maybe Pillman and Austin.
Yeah, because it was initially supposed to be Shawn and Brett.
Yeah. Maybe it was going to be Pillman and Austin, but then Pillman couldn't get back healthy, and then he died before he had a chance. Like once he got back in the ring, he was gone by October of '97. But everybody else, Flair, obviously, Arn Anderson wrestled in one WrestleMania, made an appearance at with Ric Flair in another one. Tully Blanchard won WrestleMania. Luger did a couple. Sting did the one. Paul Roma wrestled on the main card of WrestleMania as part of Power and Glory.
Yeah, of course.
Sid we mentioned before.
What about Barry Windham?
Barry Windham first WrestleMania. I thought Barry Windham. I completely forgot, and then I was like, oh shit, U.S. Express Barry Windham.
That's who I was first going to, and I was just like, but then I couldn't remember Pillman being on one.
Yeah.
So I was just like, Barry had to be on something.
Yeah. Benoit, main event. Malenko had 2 WrestleMania matches. Steve Mongo McMichael, ringside for LT.
Oh, yeah. Jeff Jarrett, obviously.
And then Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Hennig were the other 2 technical horsemen. I think J.J. Dillon might have been like might have chased somebody around ringside at one of them. Just doing JJ shit. Couple more. This is an interesting one. Leilani Kai, one half of the Glamour Girls. She's got 2 WrestleMania appearances and wrestled for the women's world title twice. First WrestleMania against Moolah. Well, I should say with Moolah in her corner against Wendy Richter. And then WrestleMania 10 with Alundra Blaze. She was a substitute for wrestlers that they had lined up to do that. Now, I don't know if you've heard any of the rumors about who could have, should have, and was potentially part of it. But some of the names, like Wendy Richter, they didn't want to do Moolah. They were looking at this girl, Mad Maxine, that would end up coming in for a very brief period of time, but she wasn't fully trained by the time that Mania was happening. So she was out, and then anybody else that they wanted to do it wouldn't agree to give Moolah half of their money. Leilani Kai agreed to do it because she was in Moolah's camp and she was trained by her, and she was, a little bit subservient to Moolah. So therefore, she got the spot. She won the world title, women's world title before, and then dropped it to Richter. But yeah, they could have had a few other options. And that's part of the reason why Sherry Martel didn't come to the WWF sooner, is she didn't want to play Moolah's political game of take my money and don't do anything for me. Alundra Blaze is a little bit different of a story. They were really pushing to rekindle that women's division, and obviously put her at the center of it. She had pitched Bull Nakano, Luna, Aja Kong, and I think Akira Hokuto or Minami Toyota. She wanted some sort of an international, even the one who ended up coming in is Rhonda Singh, Monster Ripper. Like, all of these names were like kind of bandied about. And WWF had said, what about Moolah? And she was like, I'm not wrestling Moolah. Moolah's too old. We're not doing the nostalgia thing. And they ended up digging up Leilani Kai, who was a good sport about it and a trooper. But they got Leilani Kai to be part of it. And that's how Leilani Kai gets 2 WrestleMania appearances. Both losses, but both in women's title matches. So
hey, you're on WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else you got on your side for a tidbit before we close out?
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if. Do you know the only WrestleMania that did not have a men's singles match on the entire card?
Oh. Without a men's singles match. Is that 2000?
Correct.
Yeah.
The only singles match on that card is Terry
versus the
Cat.
Ugh. That's when you know you have like too big of a roster. And you didn't, I mean, Jesus, they had so many guys. I think a lot of it had to do with Austin being injured.
Hurt, yes, 100%. But everything was, there was one 3-way, one 4-way, and everything else were tag team matches.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was the hardcore
Yeah, that
thing,
battle royal,
whatever.
yeah, street fight pin man thing. That's again, it's a funny one, and we always kind of circle back that one as a that's a square
That's
wheel.
that's a rebookable.
Yeah,
That's a rebookable WrestleMania for
yeah.
sure.
Oh boy, yeah. We got to take another stab at that because if Steve Austin's healthy, it's Steve and Triple H in the main event.
100%.
And you could do Rocky and Big Show in the undercard, and you don't have to drag Mick out of retirement. Or you could have positioned Jericho a little bit better as a Intercontinental Champion and not necessarily had him in a three-way. Well, it ended up being well received, and it's a great match, the three-way with Angle and Benoit. But yeah, there's a lot you could have done with that one. But I mean that's all. I always look at that card and the results of that card, and I'm like, look at the talent that they got, and why did they shove everybody into these multi-man matches? Like, it's crazy. Thin the herd, 2-night WrestleMania. That's when you should have started it.
100%.
Yeah.
One other just fun fact was WrestleMania 19. John Cena was not booked on the card, but on the pre-show, he was originally scheduled to do a rap battle with New York rapper Fabulous.
Yes.
And Fabulous, unfortunately, ran into some legal trouble.
Okay.
And so he just rapped at cardboard cutouts of Jay-Z.
Oh. Wow.
That could have...
He had like an ankle injury at the time, right? Like did they hold him off because he was going to be Brock's first opponent coming out of Mania?
That could have been it.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like the legal trouble issue could also be like a tinfoil hat moment.
Yeah.
Because if you're an established like platinum record selling rapper, if you get embarrassed on WrestleMania by a white guy,
they weren't going to embarrass him.
Well, if it's a worked battle, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But if you actually do like a rap battle,
you might. Yeah.
John Cena, like, I'm not saying John Cena is a great rapper, but as a freestyle rapper for a football player white guy, he's really good. You know what I mean?
What a niche you boxed him into there.
Like, he's not KRS-One.
Right. Yeah.
But he's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he could probably hold his own.
So if you're I've seen him do like freestyle battles on the internet.
Yeah.
And he's not bad.
Okay. But I also think it would have been worked. There would have been a slip on a banana peel sort of moment. But also, maybe that's an underrated WrestleMania, by the way. It doesn't need a rap battle, but
it did not need a rap battle.
But that did have a rapper on the show, right? Was Fred Durst on that show?
Oh, I mean, to classify Fred Durst as a rapper, I would undermine his artistic integrity.
That's not a Fred Durst. That's not a very Fred Durst answer. That's interesting.
Yeah. There's one bad match on that show, and that's it.
Yeah, no, it's a stacked show, and a lot of people overlook it. Yeah, crazy.
What would you? So, let's just take 17 out of it, right? Because that is unanimously considered.
Right.
What would you say is the best WrestleMania of all time, aside from WrestleMania 17? We'll just put that. So, what's the second best WrestleMania of all time?
Yeah. I like 30. I think 30 is excellent. Bell to bell. I like 40 a lot.
Well, not so. Do you saying as a whole?
Yeah.
Or like a particular night?
I think as a whole.
Okay.
That one's pretty good. 30. I think 30 though is that one's great. that tells a story at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show. There's the surprise of Brock and Undertaker. Cena and Bray Wyatt had the wrong finish, but that was still a pretty good match. I'm trying to think of any other ones that like stand out to me. I mean, I used to love 3. For the longest time, I was like I love WrestleMania 3 guy. And then I was like, the more you go back to it, the more you're like, boy, this is just mid-card, no build, no heat, mid-card matches. There's, again, Savage and Steamboat's legendary. And like, even though it's short, like I still like Piper and Adonis because Adonis flies all over the place for Piper. And there's bits and pieces. Honky Tonk and Jake the Snake is actually like an underrated match, but there's just so much filler on that card and so much like non-built stuff that it's like, yeah. It was really built. It was built on the spectacle. And I like 20. I think 20's got
really
19 and 20 are good. 19 or 20, like
you like 20?
I like 20. I really do. That's got
okay.
Cena and Big Show is at the beginning of it. That's a pretty good match. Does that have Ray Ray? No, Ray Ray and Matt Hardy was 19.
Yeah, no, 20 is the Cruiserweight Invitational, which was horrendous.
Yeah.
That was when Ultimo Dragon almost killed himself like 4 different times.
Yeah.
There's, in my opinion, there are 2 good matches on that show.
The main event's good.
The main event is the best triple threat match maybe ever, and then
Eddie and Kurt Angle.
Eddie and Kurt Angle.
And the
unbelievable.
I like the women's match is the Molly Holly and Victoria with the Molly Holly getting her head shaved. Like that again, that paid off. And and they, they were both above anybody else on that company when it came to like in-ring shit. So
true.
Yeah, 19's fucking good.
19's great.
19's that's got a lot. There's a lot. And the Piper appearance during the Hogan Vince thing was just. I just remember it like I remember like it was yesterday, and I was like, "Holy shit! This is like they're cooking with gas. This company, they were doing a great job."
Also, the greatest GIF in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, his dumb eyes, bloody head. Popping up from the ring.
I mean, unreal. Whoever knew to do that.
Yeah.
Tip of the hat.
I know. Yeah. It's probably some idiot. It's probably some idiot like fucking Kevin Dunn. I would hope that it's like Kerwin Silfies was directing it and he was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is going to be a great shot. Make sure you're on that shot. Rest in peace, Kerwin, by the way. He just passed away not too long ago. What were you going to say? You were going to say something about 30 or
31? I think 31 is front to back pretty fucking solid Mania. You get the Orton and Seth Rollins match
is good. Yeah, that's really good
awesome,
at the beginning.
And it also sets up
that's another one that told the story
main event from
which is fucking one end to the other
incredible.
End. Rusev and Cena was great. Great entrances for both of those.
I know that you hate Triple H and Sting. I love.
Yeah.
I was so high watching that match that I was just like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And the main event, I think that's the best match that Roman and Brock had. Honestly,
probably,
and they had like 10. Of them.
Right.
And that was probably the best one.
Yeah, because it was fresh at the time.
The Intercontinental title ladder match was really good.
Right. Yeah.
That was a front to back, and it was like I don't know. It was one of those weird manias when you're on the West Coast, so like it's light out for like almost the whole show until the very end.
Yeah.
Which made like the end even more like dramatic. I feel like, that one was fucking awesome, and I also, I really love 21. I thought 21 was like another one that was
21's good.
really good. You get Eddie and Ray.
Mhm.
You get the first ever Money in the Bank.
Sean
You
and
get Sean
Kurt.
and
Yeah.
Kurt. I thought that maybe they weren't the best matches, but the transition from new to old for both titles was a good plot device. As I just wish they didn't have Akebono versus the Big Show.
Well, it's Bono-chan to you. Where do you think where they haven't had a WrestleMania, where do you think they should go?
Oh, like a
city. What city do you think would
that's a good
love
question.
a WrestleMania and probably be an interesting experience? Let's just continental United States is where we'll confine it to.
That's really a good. They haven't done Atlanta, have they? I think Atlanta would be a really good one.
They do Atlanta?
I don't think so.
That would actually,
especially in that new Falcon Stadium.
Yeah,
that stadium
retract.
It's super cool. It's like state of the art. I think that would be a really cool one. Or if we want to go like an outdoor venue and have like, I know they'll never do it, but I think it would be like something that is like remembered. Have something at like one of these historic college football stadiums, like the Rose Bowl.
Oh yeah, or the big house, or do it the big house.
The big house. Yeah. One of these like historic college football, because those football stadiums hold more than actual like NFL football.
Absolutely.
Stadiums.
Yeah.
And especially if you're only utilizing a percentage of the field, if you could put seats on the field, you're gonna break an attendance record for a single night if you could do that.
Without a question. Right.
You do it at the Big House, you do it at the Rose Bowl, you do it at the Orange Bowl, you do it at like one of these places that is like a historic like American football stadium, especially since that's all you're running now.
Yeah. The one at in Tennessee comes to mind that the Volunteers play at, which on game day,
the name of it
and they love this stat when they talk about it on like college game day or anything like that. When the Tennessee Volunteers have a home game and they sell out the home game, it's the third most populous piece of land in the whole state of Tennessee, because it holds close to 100,000 people. I think like at one point they were like, it can hold, its capacity can hold 115,000 people. Now, you do that for wrestling and you add another, 5,000 seats around, on the field itself, all of a sudden,
you're actually
that is something
the record that you claim to have already.
They play right. They play right into that, And if listen, I think the Tennessee Titans are they're remodeling their stadium.
Yeah,
and their goal is to have a WrestleMania.
Yeah. So, rumblings of things that I've heard is that next year's WrestleMania, being that it's supposed to be in Saudi Arabia, right? And this is just something I've heard on the internet. I'm not going to say that this is like actual fact.
Right.
I've heard that one night will be in Saudi Arabia. The other night will be in Tennessee.
Really?
In Nashville. Since it's a 2-night event. And they don't want to completely neglect the American audience.
Interesting. So that's a
either
pivot.
the first or second night would be in the new Titan Stadium.
I would hate to work for their production company.
Now
that
I
ends up
don't
being
know.
the case.
I don't know that that's going to be going to happen. And from what they've announced, they haven't said that.
Yeah.
So I don't know that that's a fact, but I've read that somewhere. So that could be it, or it could just be 44, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, they're
will be there.
Yeah, they're definitely setting it up. Whatever this new stadium that the Chiefs are going to move into in Kansas is certainly designed to be.
Every single new football stadium that gets built.
Yeah.
The issue is the reason that it'll never go to a college stadium, unfortunately, is because it's bid on by the
cities,
the
cities in the states, rather than
cities in the states,
yeah.
and the colleges could never legally get together that amount of money.
Well, it's
to host something.
That's
like
not necessarily. That isn't the case for everything, but it is the majority of these football stadiums are owned by the universities, and the universities don't necessarily want to or don't see the need to pair up, because you still have to pair up with, like, if you're going to do that. Let's say you can get the alumni and stuff. These people that are paying, like in Alabama, the people that are paying for these state of the art facilities, I'm sure could scrape together the money. To bid on a WrestleMania. But they would lose out to a major market city for sure.
They would prefer to keep that in house rather than they're not interested in diversifying for the city itself. They're interested in the university. So that's why you're never going to have that happen.
It would certainly be.
I think it would be cool as fuck.
Yeah, it would be very cool.
Or even like a historic baseball stadium. Yeah. Like you're not going to be able to sit as many people, but could you imagine a WrestleMania at Wrigley Field? At
Wrigley Field or at Fenway, or even even for the views to be in Pittsburgh on PNC Park and see the bridges like in the background, the shots that they would have would be incredible. But they love domes. They love to be able to
climate controlled environments.
That's why Minnesota would probably be terrific too. But you're dealing with the elements outside. I don't think their football stadium retractable. No, their
football stadium is now a dome. Yeah. So that's why I assume.
So that's that they're probably ramping up to
get one.
But it's interesting.
Everywhere is gonna get a dome now because it's gonna attract Super Bowl. It's gonna attract
Final
WrestleMania.
Four.
It's gonna attract anything, anything that the weather may affect. That's why I don't understand why the Giants and Jets didn't put a roof on that thing.
They could have had it every year if that was the case, and they would still tell you. In the shadow of New York City. Like, there's no shadow in New York City over there.
They did the Super Bowl there, and they're like, that's never fucking happening.
Yeah. Way to waste that opportunity. But those are, again, that's some nice fun facts about WrestleMania. Enjoy it for anybody who's going to be watching. I'm sure the next time that we podcast, we'll have a little bit of feedback on our end of what we thought about it. And we'll see what the outcome is. As of now, it's CM Punk and Roman Reigns for the world title, and Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes for the other world title, and night 1 and night 2. So we'll hope that they entertain the masses. But yeah, we love the fun facts. So this was a good episode to share some tidbits, get your trivia brains working, and we will sign off from here. Mike Madden on my side, my tag team partner Tom Schultz on his side. Hope you have a great night, and we will see you at the matches.